main et laisse-moi t'emmener loin au-delà du ciel où le temps n'existe pas. Seulement le silence, seulement la paix que tu cherchais de tous côtés.
Bonsoir tout le monde, bienvenue, content de vous accueillir ce soir. Mon nom est Éric, j'aurai le plaisir de vous accompagner toute la soirée. Alors je ne serai pas seul à vous accueillir, je veux d'abord vous présenter la personne qui va co-animer la soirée avec moi, une femme exceptionnelle, Audrey Tcherkoff, avec moi sur scène. Parmi vous, certains sont venus un petit peu sceptiques quand même sur la validité de la méditation, l'efficacité de la méditation. On s'est dit que ce serait très bien d'accueillir vraiment un scientifique, neuroscientifique, qui va nous montrer comment la méditation, en fait, ce n'est plus une impression, mais c'est une science. Christoph Michel, neuroscientifique de All Here. Et on vous a annoncé la venue d'une femme exceptionnelle, la dirigeante ou co-dirigeante en ce moment des Brahma Kumaris monde. Donc, elle est vraiment responsable d'une organisation qu'on définit souvent comme la plus grande organisation spirituelle dirigée par des femmes. Et notre très chère Sister Jayanti, une femme d'expérience, plus de 50 ans de pratique au sein de l'organisation, un parcours de vie unique.
Unique.
Tout le monde est confortable, vous êtes bien assis. Alors, vraiment bienvenue, c'est une soirée vraiment particulière. Et d'abord, on veut parler de méditation. On se demande un petit peu comment, je sais que toi-même tu as à cœur le changement social, l'économie positive. Comment tu arrives à jumeler un petit peu une soirée un peu spirituelle, parler de méditation, en sortant d'entrevues sur BFM, en parlant d'économie et de finances? Comment tu fais le lien un petit peu avec tout ça?
Ce que j'aimerais vous dire ce soir, c'est que j'ai une carrière assez passionnante qui m'a emmenée sur différents continents. J'ai habité dans 15 pays différents. J'ai créé des entreprises. J'ai dirigé des entreprises que j'ai pas forcément créées. J'ai été patronne du Women's Forum. J'ai créé l'Institut d'économie positive, comme tu l'as dit. Et depuis 3 ans, j'ai des émissions à la télé qui me permettent de recevoir des dirigeants économiques et politiques, ces hommes et ces femmes qui sont censés contribuer à la marche du monde. Et je me suis rendu compte qu'en menant toutes ces activités de front, que être présent, mais véritablement présent, en tout cas en ce qui me concerne, dans ce que je faisais, soit au travail ou alors avec mes proches, c'était quelque chose que je ne savais plus faire. Alors j'imagine qu'il y a beaucoup de gens dans cette salle qui sont un peu dans ce cas-là. Surtout quand on habite dans une grande ville où tout va très vite, on est un peu dans cette roue de laboratoire, voilà, comme un petit animal qui court sans cesse après le temps. Et j'ai eu une chance formidable de rencontrer une communauté qui s'appelle les Brahma Kumaris. C'est juste une communauté qui dit que si on veut être heureux, c'est très facile, parce que tout est à l'intérieur de nous. Et là d'ailleurs, vous voyez, je montre mon cœur, alors que Sister Jayanti tout à l'heure, elle va vous montrer la lumière qui est censée être entre nos 2 yeux. Est-ce qu'on voit une différence entre les cerveaux des personnes qui méditent régulièrement et les cerveaux débutants?
Les experts en méditation, mes vrais experts en méditation, ils sont des indices de ce qu'on mesure en cerveau, des indices beaucoup plus élevés que les débutants. C'est clair, c'est net. C'est ce qu'on enregistre chez nous, c'est l'activité cérébrale, l'activité du cerveau électrique avec des électrodes, avec des capteurs mettre sur la tête, 64 capteurs qui mesurent votre activité électrique chaque milliseconde. L'image à droite vous montre les aires, les régions dans le cerveau qui sont actives à chaque milliseconde. Et vous voyez que ça change constamment, ça change, les activations du cerveau changent. Et on peut quantifier ça, on peut mesurer ça, on peut analyser ça. Et on voit que ces changements, c'est parce que vos pensées, ils baladent dans différents pensées. Et en méditation, ces changements rapides, ils s'arrêtent. Vous voyez les lignes bleues là, qui sont les lignes où ça change l'activité, ils sont beaucoup moins souvent. Donc on reste beaucoup plus long dans un certain état de pensée. Et ce qu'on appelle, nous, la stabilité de l'esprit. Donc vous avez moins de changements, moins de hectique, moins de chaotique, mais une organisation, une stabilité de l'esprit. Mais le plus intéressant, c'est que vous avez certains états ou certaines pensées que vous commencez à faire beaucoup plus que d'autres. On voit une diminution à gauche, on voit une diminution des pensées spontanées. Vous arrêtez de faire cette mind wandering, cette voyage mental dans le temps. Vous arrêtez de faire ça et vous concentrez. Vous avez une attention beaucoup plus augmentée, une régulation de l'attention sur des régions en arrière de votre tête qui sont responsables pour l'attention, qui sont beaucoup augmentées. Et en plus, les régions qui sont responsables pour la perception, la conscience de soi, de votre corps, ils augmentent. Donc vous êtes plus attentif à vous, à votre présence, à vous dans le moment là. Et vous arrêtez de balader dans tous les sens avec vos pensées. Ça, j'ai un expert très avancé. Et vous voyez, les premières 4 minutes, il n'était pas en méditation, il était au repos, il a laissé son pensée balader, et après 4 minutes, il est entré dans la méditation. Et vous voyez que ça descend beaucoup, cette mind wandering, cette balade dans les pensées, et ça augmente très fortement l'attention et la perception de soi. Et avec ça, on peut calculer, ce qu'on a développé, c'est un indice, un chiffre qui vous donne l'information de combien vous avez réussi de focaliser votre attention, de focaliser sur soi-même et de arrêter de faire ces pensées.
Sister Jayanti, a very warm welcome. We're very happy to have you here in Paris. And we heard about the scientific approach to meditation. So how do you connect what you heard on the scientific level to your practice of meditation?
Thank you, Eric. And it's a privilege and a joy to be here with Audrey and yourself and all of you. It's beautiful to see how science is able to validate the things that meditation gives us the experience of. Because in today's world, we want evidence, we want proof. And so when science is showing us those results that you saw, that the brain actually slows down, the brain is actually able to focus and concentrate, well, that's just the tip of the iceberg, in a sense. And my hope is that science is going to go deeper into the whole subject of consciousness and be able to give us more validation. One other validation that you might be interested in is that there's a whole subject called positive psychology. 40 years ago, I don't think anybody had heard of positive psychology, just psychology. And then about 40 years ago, positive psychology started. And what they found was that meditators are able to have more positive feelings and emotions than most other people. And they experimented with, can you increase positive feelings and emotions like love and compassion and kindness and honesty? They found that if you meditate, then definitely those positive feelings and emotions continually increase, and even after you stop meditation, those feelings don't disappear. They're actually with you in your practical life. So my hope is that as science develops more and more refined instruments, they'll be able to give us more evidence of all of the things that spirituality, yogis, mystics, meditators across time, across traditions have always experienced.
And one of your key teaching is that we are not our bodies, we are not our roles, we are not our titles. Can you explain us how to really find our real identity in a world where everything is defining by what the society, like puts on us as a title, as a role.
When anyone asks you who you are, you'll say something according to nationality, something according to your religion, something according to gender, maybe your profession, your career, maybe your role. You're a mother, you're a friend, you're a father, you're a brother. So we'll always define ourselves in all of these things. But in fact, there's something which is deep inside, which cannot be defined by role or responsibility or position or possessions. Sometimes we define people by the size of their house or the size of their car. But go deep inside and you'll realize that all of these things are out there. And I need to go on a journey inside to be able to know myself. And that's the journey of meditation. And when you go on that inner journey, you come to realize that there's an energy just here, behind the forehead, in front of the brain, and it's this energy that actually is made up of my thoughts, my feelings, my memory, my personality, all the things that I am unique. That is within the soul. All the other things that are external, the being, we talk about human being. So the human is the physiology, but the being is that light, that energy, that awareness that is within. And the journey of meditation is to understand what's going on deeply within myself. So I get to know myself more and more.
But when you're very busy, when you're really in the day-to-day stress, how do you keep maintaining that awareness when the things outside are really, really getting complicated?
In fact, I heard a Zen saying just yesterday, and the saying goes something like, the Master says, everyone needs to spend time, at least 20 minutes in meditation every day. And if you're a very busy person, you need to spend an hour in silence, in meditation. And so, in a way, that describes it. It's when there's stress, it's when there's a lot of things happening, there's chaos out there. That's when I need to be able to center myself and go inside and connect with the being that I am. And it doesn't happen like this, but it happens through consistent practice. And so if every day I do spend a few minutes just getting to know myself more and more, do you get surprised by your reactions sometimes? Or you say, I said this and I wasn't meaning to say it. I really didn't mean it. And of course then, if what you said was brilliant and beneficial, wonderful, but if what you said spontaneously was not so beneficial, then to try and repair the damage takes a lot of effort and time and energy. So how come after being with myself 20 years, or 40 years, or 60 years, or plus, I still can't know how I'm going to respond in a situation? And that happens to all of us. I say things, I didn't really mean that. I shouldn't have said it. I don't really know myself as well as I could. I have a question. When did you last have a deep conversation with yourself? Not just asking yourself whether you want pizza today or pasta today, but a really deep, profound conversation.
So you carry a lot of responsibilities on your shoulder, right? The Brahma Kumaris are in over 120 countries. It gathers over 1 million members. It's the largest spiritual community, as we said. Do you ever feel under pressure? And how do you juggle with that?
It's not me alone. It's a huge, huge team. We have a team that leads the activities here in France, and so the load is not on one set of shoulders, but the load is being carried by everybody. When many hands come together, then the workload becomes very light. But the power with which we are doing that work as instruments comes from up above, not from just human energy. It's not my work. Yes, I carry responsibility and accountability, but there's someone up above. There's a divine power that's making things move forward.
You know, on the image that we shared at the beginning with Eric, we saw you sitting at the United Nations, right? So at the United Nations, lots of political leaders are sharing commitments and promises that actually they break, you know, like most of the time, right? Do you ever feel angry about that, or about what's going on in the world that's not right according to your values, or not?
If I felt anger, I wouldn't be able to serve there. I'd just get upset.
Yeah.
And I would have no use being there at all. I think that if people understand that there is peace within, that there is joy within, then they wouldn't get angry. They get angry and frustrated because of control issues, possessiveness, and even leaders today are saying that the answers to all the problems of the world and who has created the crises that the world is going through. It's us. It's you and me. It's all of us. But more than thinking about you and me, I have to look at myself. And yes, definitely, there's many things in which I have contributed to the things that are going on outside, whether it's consumerism, whether it's the environment issue, whatever it may be. And so I know that if I can bring about change within myself by connecting with my own original qualities of peace and love, I'm going to be able to express them in my life, and I'm going to be able to change at least my own family. I'm going to be able to have an impact on my colleagues at work, and there'll be a snowball effect, and there'll be many, many others who are influenced in the right direction also. I think we underestimate the value of goodness and the power of goodness. I don't think it's a fairy story that says that good will conquer evil. I believe it's the truth, it's the reality. And while we've forgotten our own identity, we've moved very far away from that goodness. And so you just need to press a button, not a physical button, but come back to that awareness of who I am. And even in the few minutes of silence, I'm sure maybe there was a moment, just a moment of peace that some of you experienced. And so try more, and you discover more, and you feel more, and it expresses itself in your life.
Can you tell us what's very special about the constitution of the Brahma Kumaris?
When Brahma Baba had his visions in 1936, so we're coming up to 90 years soon, the vision he had was a world of equality and justice, a better world for all. And he looked around and he saw that the big injustice in that part of the world, the subcontinent, India, Pakistan were together, and he was in that place, Sindh, which today is actually in Pakistan. But at that time, in that subcontinent, he looked around and he saw that women were being given a raw deal. And he thought that, is there something I can do to support justice And maybe that could be by giving women an opportunity to be teachers and leaders. And so he consciously did this. And today, Brahma Kumari's constitution in India still states that women have to be the leaders. And yes, we've come a long way, but further to go. And at first there was a huge reaction. People in the 50s in India thought it was very strange to have women as spiritual teachers. But they kept their dignity, they continued to serve. And today I think, whether in India or the Indian diaspora across the world, most people would have heard of Brahma Kumaris and know of the work that we're doing. So yes, it's been a long journey, but the dignity of those women was incredible. When they went out to serve and they didn't have books that they could give, they didn't have any technical aids, they just had love for God in their hearts and a mind that was pure and clean. And so the divine was able to work through them. And here we are today.
Absolument.
If you were to help us, to create our own Christmas gift in a way, by helping us to understand more how to use our thoughts in such a way that they create inner freedom, that they create my capacity to not be angry but be more positive, how would you describe that power of thought?
How powerful is one thought? It can carry me to another continent. With one thought, I can be in Bombay or New York. With one thought, I can go back to days of childhood. I can go forward to what I'll be doing tomorrow or in 5 years' time. And so thought has no boundaries, thought has no barriers. But yes, thoughts can fluctuate between pure and elevated, or thoughts can carry me in a very negative direction. And so the power of thought is incredible. Whatever you see around you, how did it get created? One person had a thought, and that thought got shared. Amazing things happen just with the power of thought. Everything human-made, that started with just one thought. And so surely, with our power of thought, together we can create a better world. I'm absolutely convinced of that.
But about the meditation, how about we create a little space, just 2-3 minutes, how to have that conversation with the self and that awareness?
Yes, surely. Carry on sitting comfortably, but probably the best way is to have both feet on the ground so that the body is balanced and your back straight so that the mind stays alert. And you can keep your eyes open or close your eyes. It doesn't matter, whatever is comfortable for you. And I'll speak out my own thoughts as I meditate and invite you to follow these ideas. I go inside. I look at my thoughts. And as I watch my thoughts, the speed of my thoughts slows down. And now I can even choose which thought I wish to have. I select the thought of peace. As I hold peace in my mind, I begin to feel peaceful. And I realize that peace is not outside of me. Peace is inside. And going deeper and deeper within my own inner world. Peace feels natural. Peace feels comfortable. I begin to have a glimpse of the inner being. I am a being of light. I am a being of peace. Om means I am. Shanti means peace. Om Shanti. Thank you for joining the experiment.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister Jayanti. So, is there a last thought that you want to share with us tonight?
I want to share that every soul has beauty, and so let me see my own inner beauty. France, Paris is a place of beauty, and so the beauty is actually in here. And to see yourself each day, when you look in the mirror tomorrow morning or tonight, see a beautiful shining light. But also when you see people around you, family, friends, colleagues, the people, the train station, wherever, just see that shining light and see the beauty of the soul. And I think you'll make the world a better place.
Well, thank you, Sister Jayanti, and I think we can appreciate